beautiful Virgo, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details, and I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Virgo, this is a little bonus reading for the next solar eclipse that occurs on the 20th of April, and it's when the sun, the moon, and the earth align to create a total hybrid solar eclipse, which is the rarest eclipse of all. Now, it's often called the Ningaloo eclipse, which is an Aboriginal word describing elevated ground or land. And incidentally, Ningaloo Coast in Australia is actually the best place to view it as well, in particular Exmouth Peninsula. However, spiritually, it is a perfect time to align with your higher self and access higher frequencies for manifestation and for healing. You may notice subtle changes in your behavior and your emotion over this time, feeling a little bit more sensitive or emotional than usual. Also, pets and wild animals can feel the shift during an eclipse. So you may notice that they too are out of sorts with slightly erratic behavior, but this too shall pass. Now, a wonderful fact that I found out, it was often noted that certain spiders, they dismantle their webs during a solar eclipse and rebuild them once the eclipse has passed. Okay, interesting. You got solar eclipse. Nobody else has got that card so far, so you are right on the money. You're going to be really affected by this energy. We'll get to that in a moment to see how it will affect you in particular. But a wonderful, indication, if spiders are dismantling their webs and rebuilding them just after the eclipse passes, it is notable that we are all affected by these energies, even in the most subtle of ways, okay? Now, the alignment of the earth, the sun, and the moon actually represents a very powerful time for healing, as well as dissolving differences and coming together collectively as one. It also activates our pineal gland for a collective awakening. So there's definitely a huge shift, and if you are psychically aware, you will notice that your gifts are enhanced during this period. So it is worth noting or worth developing perhaps your skills in spiritual areas. It's definitely a time to pay close attention to your higher spiritual practices. And although eclipses, they tend to be very chaotic energy, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not all going to be plain sailing. It does offer us all an opportunity for major inspiration to overcome obstacles, but it can drain your energy. Okay, now the new moon, it shifts into Aries during this time. So, eclipses tend to coincide with new moons, but you'll be putting your goals at the forefront and into tangible practice. Also, there is an alignment between Pluto, which actually will make you feel a little bit more compelled to detox and transform areas of your life from the inside out. So you may have already started to look at your diet and cut things out that have been making you feel bloated or lethargic or unwell. I definitely see that you are cutting out things that are no longer good for you and implementing better diet or exercise or healthcare routines during this period. We all tend to be influenced by Pluto regarding those detox and transformations. And also, as it is the second lunation in Aries, it's a time of second chances in areas of your life that you feel perhaps have passed you by. So if you're looking for love and you feel you're getting older and perhaps opportunities are a little bit slimmer than usual, and that's only because of the, you're mature, so you can see through people's motivations, or you can see, people on different levels, that tends to make us all want to how can I put that? Be more discerning about the energy that we keep. Let's put it that way. So you will get another opportunity for meeting love if you're looking for love. Can also offer you an opportunity in financial dealings. So if you feel like things have not been going your way financially and that there's been a lot of struggle, this is an opportunity to shift that into a much more positive setting. Or even if you just want to reconnect to part of yourself that you feel that you've detached from for a while, there's definitely an opportunity to return to those things that you used to do, that you used to love, whether it's kick back in a bath and relax with a glass of wine or a good book, or even if it's, take yourself out to a movie by yourself. If you've disconnected from any of the things that you used to do, especially since we went through that major pandemic there, I feel like you're returning to things that you used to love and having a little bit more time to do it as well. Now, the sun moves into Taurus, which basically you'll start to feel things slow down a bit in the most positive of ways. Interesting, because things are slowing down for a lot of people, but I feel like you are still moving forward at quite high speed, actually. There's some change here that you're making, a very drastic change going on that you are making in your life at the moment, and things will pick up pace for you. So as everybody else is slowing down, you're starting to speed up a little bit. We'll get into that and see why. But during Taurus season, you will think more about quality over quantity in your life. You'll look at things that you value, and you'll see areas where you feel that you've either undersold yourself in life, or you feel that people have undervalued you in certain areas. And I feel like you're actually going to rectify those situations to make sure you get a better deal. Now, we do have Mercury retrograding on the 21st. So it's in the sign of Taurus, which indicates, it happens on the 21st of April until the 14th of May, and it indicates there could be some miscommunications in the financial sector, because Taurus energy is all about acquisitions, money, possessions, success and fortune, prosperity, things like that. But because Mercury is in retrograde, it does tend to mean that there are delays or miscommunications. So watch out for that chaotic energy. No one likes a Mercury retrograde, but it does have some positive elements. It gives us all an opportunity to step back and look at the bigger picture. So it does have, a relevance in some way that we can benefit from. But it is a really good time for you to look at your budget, as well as make sure you protect your finances, especially where you house your finances in certain institutions, to make sure that they're not linked, so that you are insured financially should there ever be an economic fluctuation. And the majority of signs have had a tower moment occurring in March and April. Okay, so of course we're now in April. So you've got a tower right here as well, but we'll see what that's all about for you. Now, I would also note that things like electronic equipment can, break down or dysfunction in some way over a Mercury retrograde. Emails that are really important go to spam folders, so I would double check your spam folders, things like that, or double check that you've sent something that's important just to make sure it's really gone through. I've even got to say, you can feel the energy of a Mercury retrograde 2 weeks before either side. And I even sent something yesterday to someone that was very, very important. And today I got an email that I've never got before, which is like, it's in delay and we'll try a couple of times more to see if we can deliver it. But if not, we're just going to give up. And I was like, what? So, just watch out for things like that. That's already started happening. It's the first time that's happened to me. But also, I would say check your mail. Okay, this is a time period where certain items in the mail may go missing. So just, keep an eye on things. I'm not going to say it's all doom and gloom, because this period actually offers you a very high potential to reassess your life and connect to the things that you value and actually attract more of the good stuff. It's a high portal of change for a higher frequency, so you can manifest much quicker. Let me just say that word again, manifest much quicker. Sorry, get my teeth back in my mouth. So whatever you desire, write a list, because this time period offers you a very high chance of achieving it in a quicker time frame. Okay, now your first card is the Hermit card. So this is your card. You are Virgo. This is a Virgo energy. So some of you may have been off grid for a little while or felt like taking a step back. You may have felt that life has been a little bit upside down recently and you're trying to work something out that you've been struggling with. So I feel like some of you may be just taking a moment to step back, some time out to really reflect on, I feel like it's reflect on a dream that you have, a goal that you have, and you may have felt a little bit, and this is very unusual for you, my beautiful Virgo, you may have felt a little bit lethargic or a little bit low in energy. I would say just watch, because when we go into Taurus season, this is when we need to pay close attention to our immune systems with really healthy foods, because you can pick up a seasonal cold as we shift from, sort of the fall into spring. So I would just watch out for the winter into spring, shall I say. And also allergies. It's high time for allergies as well. So just watch out for that. But we've got a period of introspection for you. We've got the Chariot card here, and we've got the King of Pentacles as well. So this is a goal that you're focusing on. Now, whether you're retired or not, you're focusing on a project, something that perhaps you are committing yourself to, and you may have had some nerves or a little bit of anxiety about it, wondering if you're on the right track. The answer is you are on the right track, and there's something here that's going to surprise you in the most shocking of ways, but there is a positive outcome, because we got the Six of Wands, which means you're gaining recognition or reward. The universe is rewarding you. They're actually showing me something very precise in the water. This may not resonate for everyone, so I'm going to give it to you now. So take it if it resonates. They're showing me a little bumblebee being saved by somebody. So either you it's like either it fell in the water and you just like fished it out of the water and just put it on the side, or you gave it some water. There's some water around it. I just feel like it's been saved. Maybe you gave it some water because it just... Now, this may have happened like last year, but they're showing me that you're going to get some good karma for your generosity to nature. Okay, that's very precise. So please take it as it resonates. This could be something that is to come, but they're actually showing me that the good stuff, the good karma is coming to you for your generosity to nature. So I'm just going to leave it like that. That's what they're showing me there. But the Hermit energy... I can see that you have been, very, very busy recently. You may have been multitasking and feeling like burnt out or close to burnt out. So I feel that you are trying to find an opportunity to step back during this eclipse to really get some rest. But this rest, it may be physical rest, but I feel mentally you're still going to be doing a lot. You're very active about the next strategy of your plans. So I feel it's important to make sure you get full rest when you get the Hermit energy. Now, you are someone who is very knowledgeable, and I feel like you're putting your knowledge into practice in most areas of your life. But if you're seeking answers, or you're going through a bit of a soul-searching period right now, which I feel is very high as we go through the solar eclipse, I feel all answers will come to you in silence and stillness, okay? So whether you are implementing spiritual practices like meditation, or whether you are just finding a pocket, a moment of stillness or tranquility, even 10 minutes in the bathroom at work can work. Sometimes, back in the day when I used to work in this dreadful office, sometimes I would literally go to the bathroom and just sit there for a good 10 minutes to just like decompress. So I feel, and actually that's where I did my thinking time. Just, lots of ideas would come to me during that period. So it depends on what works for you, but I feel you're going to find pockets of stillness to find the next step on your plan. Okay, also we've got the Chariot card here. So this is you being very ambitious. You will be triumphant in whatever you're committing yourself to. You have a lot of dedication. You are making progress. So have confidence in your wonderful self as you bravely move towards the goal that you have decided you want to achieve. It's going to be different for everyone, but the Chariot card indicates that you are now getting the energy, or you will be given the energy once you recharge your batteries to move forward and be successful. You're being very disciplined with your energy as well. Now, the Chariot card indicates that there may be a bit of a directional change for you, or you may have had a directional change where something has suddenly shifted and you need to plan the next steps. They're really drawing me. It's so interesting because most signs, I read the body of the energy first and then this card, but my guides are actually wanting me to give you this card right now in the middle of the reading. So I feel this symbol, it's really interesting because just before I came to your reading, I was doing a bit of a meditation, and out of nowhere there was a huge like flash of lightning and thunder, okay, and it just came as quickly and left just as quick. It was just one and it was gone. And you know, this was when I was doing your meditation. So it's interesting that this card actually came up. Okay, it says here, shocking event, fast changes, new chapter, leaving what is familiar, awakening. If you've been feeling lost, there is reinvention. So I feel like you're going to have lots of sudden epiphanies, and you've got the tower there. So you're liberating yourself out of a very difficult situation if you've got yourself stuck in a rut. So for some of you, if you've been feeling, you know, that you're stuck in a rut, there's no spontaneity in your life right now, especially since you're governed by your 8th house. Now, the 8th house during this eclipse period, that will be influencing you. And the 8th house is all about your routines, repetitive cycles. It's also about transforming your finances. So some of you may be looking at repayment plans, credit card bills, savings, pensions. So you may be looking at the things that we all just need to focus on, the everyday duties that we need to think about. And you may be thinking, oh, is there anything else? It just seems so dull and boring. You're going to find opportunities to connect to new things, either new hobbies or new groups of people, or even meet new people in group settings connected to things that you are really excited about, stuff that really helps you go on an adventure with. Like it could be a new interest that you have. Some of you may actually go traveling and meet these people. So I definitely see that you are changing things or restructuring. I actually feel like there's a major restructure going on in your life, and some of you may be leaving things behind that you no longer deem necessary in your life. This could be a job. Even if you've come to this reading and you've walked away from a job, or you lost your job, or you're even just leaving the neighborhood and you're relocating somewhere else, you're doing something really different and new, and you're being given the thumbs up from the universe because I feel like you've waited to restructure your life for some time because you're tired with the old way of doing something. Now, whenever we get tired with something, the universe starts to make things feel so uncomfortable that the only option available to us is to change. So if you feel that everything's upside down, or you've been waking up in the morning and thinking, oh gosh, I just can't go to this job anymore, it's just draining my energy, it's just draining my soul, then it's time for restructure. And if you are putting your resume out there to find new opportunities, I feel there's two coming in for you. It could go either way. Okay, I feel like whichever opportunity you decide to take, they're both going to be very, very lucrative. But the Six of Wands tells me that there's one that stands out and really celebrates your gifts and your skills, and it will bring more money in for you, especially if you're focused on that. But with the Chariot card, there is ambition there, and it will take you to victory. This is your card. You're headed in a certain direction. Whatever that direction is, you will be victorious. You will be successful. You're going to get there with your talents, your skills, and your dedication. So I feel like you're really focused at this time. Now, some of you may go off grid a little bit in terms of you buy a new car. I'm just getting this energy of some of you buying a new car, or you got your eye on buying a new car. You've been saving for that. And once you get that new car, I feel like you're going to go out and do a lot of traveling. Some of you may actually just, take yourself out for a little spin in it for a weekend away, maybe even by yourself. I definitely get this sense of freedom. And I feel like, the car, what I see here is a really wonderful car. And I just see you maybe even, going with, if you've got a partner, perhaps you may go off with your partner on a weekend away. You may do a road trip there. I definitely get a sense of this new car being put to the test on some sort of travel away, and you're going to really feel free. And on that trip, you're going to come to some sort of revelations about changing your life in some way that's going to be really positively reflected in your future. Okay, but the Chariot card is indicative of success and direction. And with the Chariot card, the Hermit, and the King of Pentacles, some of you may, because there's an energy here of some of you may have been a bit more of a homebody recently because you're keeping a tight rein on your finances. Some of you may have been saving for a particularly large purchase, whether that's buying property, real estate, or whether you are saving up for a major holiday or something, really large purchase. I see you being really pleased with yourself that you hit your goal. You managed to make that purchase. Okay, King of Pentacles. Now, King of Pentacles is being, you're very savvy with your finances. This is you really being smart and reaping the rewards of your hard work. You're a very good business person, or you've got good business ideas, you've got a good business head on your shoulders, and you are attracting and going to be enjoying the best in life. You have a lot of financial wisdom as well. So some of you, especially when I see the Chariot card and the Hermit, it's an introspection card there. Some of you may have been thinking about certain economic fluctuations that have been going on recently, especially, this time period, Mercury retrograde tends to change, there tends to be changes of currency or alliances financially, and we've already seen those restructures and indications that things like electronic, CBDs, or I don't even know what they're called, those CD, whatever they're called, are coming in, things like that, digital currency. Thank you so much, I'm truly grateful. My guides are giving me digital currency. That makes it much easier. So you may have been looking at those things in terms of what is to come and really analyzing how to put yourself in a really good financial position, which I see that you're doing very, very well. You're getting things in order. But you are someone, even if you're retired, you reach the top of your game. You're someone who's really good at what you do, and people actually look up to you. This is a card of enterprising. So some of you may also think about setting up your own business, or even if you're retired, you may think of opportunities to make a little bit more money doing something that you love that really isn't work, something a little bit more creative, because we've got the Knight of Wands there as well. So I definitely see creative projects and you being in the flow of productivity over this well, it's not a super moon, but it's a solar eclipse there. Okay, now the King of Pentacles also indicates that you are attracting a lot of abundance, but you may have money on your mind a little bit more than usual. Okay, interesting. That's mainly because of your 8th house. That's probably why that card has shown up in that position. But they're actually giving me a number in the water for you, which is 0707. Okay, now this is a synchronistic number that you may see over the next 6 weeks. It will present itself to you. This could be in the form of like a building number or the last digits of someone's cell phone number who's going to be very important in your life. Could also be the time when you look at the time. They're actually giving me right now, every time you look at 0707 to find out a meaning, there's going to be a different meaning to it. Okay, so look it up every time you see 0707. There may be like a different algorithm on the internet, on a social media platform that will give you a different take on 0707. So do look it up when it comes. But they're actually giving me that you're on the right path. You're on your right path for your soul's purpose. But do remember that your spiritual needs are just as important as your financial goals. Okay, so that is what they're giving me there too. I feel like you know that already. You don't really need me to tell you that, because I feel like you're in a very deeply reflective period over the solar eclipse where you are taking some time out to take stock, recharge your batteries, and you're allowing yourself that necessary time for growth in order to get new perspective on everything in your life. Now, we do have the surrender card here, and it's in the resistance position. It's crossed by the 10 of Wands, so it can mean, it's okay to take a break. The world can be won another day. You don't always have to be on the go. And sometimes, especially since you care so much about everything that you do in life, my beautiful Virgo, because you're very, very discerning. You may take on a lot in your life because you feel like other people perhaps won't do it in the way that you would do it. That workaholic in you can come out sometimes and present itself, and you're always on the go. So just watch out for burning yourself out, because I feel like you are exhausted. Now, some of you You may be exhausted about the way that life is right now, and you're like, will it ever change? Do things ever get more positive? The answer is yes, but it does take time for these shifts to occur. The surrender card, of course, is the Hanged Man. So I feel like you do sacrifice a lot of your energy for sometimes people who don't value your time and your energy back, especially since we got a Knight of Wands here. That's a very transient energy, so you may feel that sometimes you give your all to people or situations, and then suddenly they're gone with your energy, and you're left depleted and drained. And when you need something, when you need advice or you need help on something, perhaps sometimes some people are not available to you to give back. And you're not there giving in order to get back, but you may be noticing recently about the energetic exchange between you and situations and wondering, is it worth it? The same with, situations like work. You're wondering if it's rewarding enough for you to continue with it, or should you find an opportunity elsewhere? But this card is a card of taking stock or taking a step back. And in the resistance position here, it indicates that you may have been dealing with people or situations that have been a little bit selfish, and they, I feel like you've been doing a lot of heavy lifting in your life. You've had a lot of responsibilities on, and you may have felt like you're the only person who is carrying these burdens, or you're the only person who is overloaded with these worries and these situations. And sometimes it would be nice if people could recognize that they could do a little something to help. That could be within the family unit. For example, I'm going to give you an example. For example, if you're a parent, and you come home after a hard day's work and you see that actually everything's all over the floor, and you're like, oh, and now I got to tidy up, and now I got to do dinner, and now I got to do everything. So, there's a lot going on. And then of course you feel responsible because you're the parent, but at the same time you're like, you know what, a little help with the chores might be nice. So I'm just giving you a small kind of indication of how you may have been feeling that stress has been creeping up on you because you've been taking on a lot. They're actually asking me for you to pay close attention to your neck and shoulder area, especially if it stiffens there or you felt really stiff or tender in that area, because it's about managing stress levels, and sugar levels is what they're giving me. Don't shoot the messenger. I mean, we all like a little bit of sugar, but they're just giving me that. So just watch out for those levels if you've been feeling a little bit stiff in those areas. Now also, this is another card that indicates taking a bit of time out, okay, just to gain new perspective, but also in order to pause and reflect on something. When you get the Hangman, it tends to be an indication that it's time to end an old way of doing something in order to find an easier way. Sometimes there are easier routes, but we don't see it because we're holding on to the way that we've always done something. So I just get a sense of you kind of taking a step back to take stock, because sometimes when we are in a state of inaction and have reflection, we suddenly realize where we could actually help ourselves out and do something in an easier fashion. I feel like you are willing to sacrifice something in order to gain something new and something really rewarding, but it is taking its toll on you. So just watch out for that, okay? Don't burn yourself out. With the Ten of Wands, that's the indication of feeling a little bit burnt out or feeling exhausted. But this tells me that you are a very, very strong person, my beautiful Virgo, and you're capable of all the struggle that you've been going through. You've been given this path because you're capable of taking it. And I know that doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form, but because the Ten of Wands here is in this position, it tells me that your struggles are coming to an end. There is a new way of approaching something. This is you sort of releasing the excess now in order to clear way for a new beginning. So this could be, some of you are literally moving. You may be literally buying a new property or renting somewhere new in a different neighborhood. If, for example, where you're living right now is really loud and noisy, or people don't appreciate you, you may be like, you know what, it's time for change. So I definitely get a sense with that Chariot card, the King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands, that you are either taking yourself off somewhere else either traveling, could be a vacation, or it could be that you're relocating somewhere that's going to bring a lot more peace of mind and also more inspiration, and you're going to have a lot more energy as well. Okay, so I definitely see that this is going to be a new chapter being turned in your life. So that card really is quite relevant that came through there, because the Ten of Wands in this position, it's like you get it in the reverse position. So it's like all change, new beginnings. You're going to have a lot more energy, and basically Ten of Wands in reverse is like taking a break and finally saying no to people and their expectations. You know, no is a very powerful word, and it can be said in many different shapes, forms, and tones. So we can always say, you know what, I'd love to help you out right now, but unfortunately, I've got a lot on my plate, and if I've got time, then I will approach you and I'll help you out. But right now, I've got to focus on this one thing. Sorry about that. You know, you can build your boundaries and make sure that people know where they are. With the Knight of Wands here, this is a desire for a little bit more spontaneity in your world. You may have felt that things are a little bit humdrum, repetitive cycle, and you long to be a little bit more impulsive in your world. So I feel like you may open yourself up to opportunities for new adventures. There's going to be a lot of creative action or creative thinking over this solar eclipse as well. So you may get sudden bursts of creativity or sudden ideas on projects that maybe you've left on the back burner. You may have started something, but this is a period where you're going to finish what you started. So you're going to be tying up loose ends. Also with the Knight of Wands, this is a card of being bold, to explore your options in a different way, doing things that you've never done before, or even just approaching things that you've done, but in a different fashion, so that you get a different outcome. This is a card of enterprise. So there's definitely an opportunity here for you to invest in business in some way, either set up your own entrepreneurship, because the Knight of Wands is an entrepreneurial card. So some of you may actually either decide to finally set up that business that you've been ruminating about for some time. It will be very financially lucrative, and you will gain a lot of attention for this as well. For some of you, if you are wanting to be in the spotlight, like, you know, in terms of fame or well known for what you do, it doesn't always have to be fame. It can be well known within the community or the business sector or whatever area you work in. You want to rise through the ranks. I definitely see you, meeting challenges head on and overcoming them, and really being successful, acknowledged for being someone who is a force to be reckoned with in your field. And there's a lot of success here as well. But the Knight of Wands, I feel a lot of you are just yearning for a quick getaway, or yearning to bring that spontaneity, or even connect to new hobbies or new people to try and bring a little bit more excitement into your life. I get an energy here that some of you may have taken a route where it's like the safe bet, or you're very sensible, and that's really wonderful because it's put you in a very, very good position, especially financially. But I feel some of you are longing to have a little bit more something in your life. As we move through the solar eclipse, there's a lot more excitement coming your way. Now, some people may argue that a tower is not really exciting, but it actually offers an opportunity to restructure and liberate yourself from the everyday boredom. The tower is basically, if you've been feeling you're going round and round in circles, suddenly you'll liberate yourself from that routine and take a leap of faith to do something new. Okay, it says here revelation. So a tower doesn't always have to be something major shifting in your life. It can be a sudden epiphany or idea, something that you've been struggling with, or perhaps you've been trying to find information on something that you really want to do, but as you search the internet, you just find a lot of like dead ends or jargon that you think, you know what, that really doesn't help me at all. Suddenly you will discover the information you need, and it will help you move forward and, as I said, come out of a comfort zone. Now, the tower is actually like a paradigm shift, and that's exactly what a hybrid solar eclipse is. It's a shift. Now, I'm going to pull a quick card on this because you may feel very uncertain about some sort of change. This is an outcome energy, so I would say, I need to pull a card on it, but I would say there may be some fast change that occurs in your life by the end, I would say by the end of the second week of May for you, that may surprise you. I feel like you're prepared for it, but it may surprise you at how quick it came around. Okay, and I'm just going to see what that could be for you, because the Tower can also represent you in an upheaval, or some sort of change that shocks you. So let me just see what that is. But I want you to be aware that whilst change is difficult and sometimes it shakes us to our core, it is actually for our highest good to remove us from a comfort zone. Okay. So let me just see what that is. Seven of Wands, you are protected. Seven of Wands indicates that you are capable of going the distance, that you are at your personal best. And so, for example, because with the Tower, it may be that you're called to defend your position on something. I'm just going to, Page of Wands. I feel with the Seven of Wands, that's you're protected, right? I just get the sense that you're protected. Yeah, something is ending completely for you. We got the Ten of Swords there. We've got the Page of Wands, which means you're going on a new adventure. So whatever this surprise is for you, you turn it around in your favor and you run with it. Seven of Wands, you're protected, okay? And that you are, when you get the Seven of Wands, this is literally like not conforming, have confidence, you know, you will be inspired to change direction with this change. Ten of Swords means something is ending, or it can also be like it could be graceful ending or a point of epiphany, an end of an old way of doing something. So you're exploring your options, you are investigating, mixing things up a little bit. The Page of Wands is your sole purpose. So some of you may leave a working environment to follow your true path, your true north, or you may actually get a new contract that poaches you, headhunts you from where you're at to discover something new. Page of Wands indicates some sort of news will surprise you over the next 6 weeks or so, but you are protected in this and you will flourish. This is, it opens you up to a new adventure, whatever this is. I mean, it could be a new project. You may be surprised that you're suddenly given a raise or a promotion at your workspace, and you've got a new set of tasks to deal with. So it may be the end of the way that you're doing something, but you're not like losing your job, or you're just losing that position in order to take a new position that's a little bit more exciting. I actually see that it's an exciting change for you, but it may shock you at how quickly it's coming around is what they're giving me. Okay. Just gonna go one more. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you tell me about the car? Can you please tell me about the car? Yeah. Some of you who buy a new car, nobody likes to hear this, okay? I see it's a wonderful car, a wonderful purchase, but some of you may return it to the garage or to the place that you bought it, okay? I mean, I don't see anything majorly wrong with it. I see it's covered on insurance. I see that you would just send it back and you'll just wait for it to be resent out to you, okay? So nobody likes to hear that message, but I'm just getting that there may be some, like, for example, it may be delivered and in transit, there's like a crack on your windscreen or, a scratch on something or something like that. So they were just giving me something about the car. So if you're buying a new car, as soon as you get it, I would videotape it just before, you even get into it, just to make sure, because I feel like there's something there that perhaps you'll have to return it to the garage for. And again, they're going to be like, oh yeah, sorry about that. Let me just sort that out. They're going to be fine with it. They're going to return it. Anyway, we'll leave that. That's not going to resonate for everyone. We've got the self-reflection card, which of course is the Moon card. Now, this is a very deep soul-searching period for you, my beautiful Virgo. I also feel that there is an opportunity lying in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself for you. So this could be an idea. But I also feel that you may find something out that's, I wouldn't say shocking, but surprises you about you, okay? So it could be that you suddenly realize that you're allergic to something that you really love. Maybe you've had a condition for a while that's been making you feel a little bit unwell or bloated, and you find out actually it's the thing that you love the most. And you're like, oh, so I feel like you're discovering something that will surprise you about you. in the next couple of weeks. Okay, I don't see it as negative. Your last card is the Six of Wands. I feel like you overcome this challenge, whatever that is. I see that with the Two of Pentacles there, you need to have a little bit more balance and moderation in your world. And I would definitely say make sure you get enough rest, because you could burn yourself out. Now, Two of Pentacles tends to mean to be flexible, because there is change coming for you. And I would pay close attention to your dreams as well, because I feel if you've been struggling with anything, a solution will be found in your dreams. Now, they're also showing me a set of weights. You know, when like barbells or whatever they're called, people do weights. They show me those. Okay, so that could be that you're literally doing weights as you're listening to this reading, or it could mean that you have been doing a lot of heavy lifting in life, or even that you're just deciding to get into shape. Oh, thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. Okay, they're actually giving me something that I never knew was attached to weights. I'm going to have to look this up. They're indicating political influences. Okay, so maybe some of you are thinking about going into politics, or you're going to be running for some sort of position in politics. It could be something in your community. Like, politics doesn't always have to be like the big, political leaders. It can be that you are doing your bit in the community by running for something a little bit more local. So I see you being successful in that campaign. That's if you're going down that route. Some of you may be studying politics or things like that to make the world a better place. I definitely see that your influence is something that is necessary in the world. So run with it. You're going to be very successful. And I see that you're the sort of person who would not allow your morals to be swayed along the way. That's what I see there as well. I mean, you may also see lots of images of, as I said, 0707 just came up earlier. You may see images of weights. This could indicate that there is a really great message coming through for you that you will celebrate, and that's towards May. Okay. Two of Pentacles is really to find balance between focusing on your projects and going out and have fun. So if you have been focusing mainly on ambition or your projects, or you just feel like you've been, off grid to focus on something, I feel it's important to get out there and, show your face and be a little bit more sociable with your friends, because I feel like they do miss you. Okay. Now, we've also got the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a very positive card. It indicates great news headed in your direction. It also represents, success. I mean, it could be sudden success. For those of you who want to be famous, you may have been trying so hard for years to chip away at the industry that you're working in, and suddenly it has arrived, and people will see that it suddenly arrived. But deep down, you know the struggle and the sacrifice it took to get to where you want to go. So really, take stock and take credit for what you've achieved and what you are achieving at the moment. You are going to be very accomplished at what you do. Six of Wands also, whatever you have been struggling against, whether it is an unwellness or whether it is, a person who perhaps has been singling you out and giving you a lot more responsibility or tasks, I feel like you will prevail. You will rise above that. There's a victory wreath right there, which indicates some sort of award or success that is coming towards you for the hard work that you've put in. If you're looking for a job, I definitely, as I said, see that there's two there. You could take either one is the energy that I'm picking up on. The one you choose will be, of course, the right one for you, because intuitively you will have decided on it, and it will be very, very rewarding. Now, if you're looking for love, it's not that I don't see love in this chart. What I do see here is that perhaps in love in the past, you have sacrifice a lot for the person. You have given your all. You've been an overgiver, and you may have taken on a lot of the heavy lifting in relationships, and you may have dealt with people who were in and out of your life or who did not respect you in the way that you'd hoped for. The Knight of Wands is someone who's very, very passionate, so I really get a sense that you've been with, you've attracted people who are very intense, very passionate, very impulsive and exciting to be with, and although their passion, you know, and lust, you know, there may have been love there as well, but I feel like their energy has just not been sustainable. And it's not been anything to do with you, it's been to do with them. We can only meet each other as deeply as we have met ourselves. And the people that you've met in the past, I feel like they have burnt out their energy too quick. Okay, they've been looking for quick thrills. And whilst they do have feelings, I feel like it has not been sustainable because they've been emotionally less mature than you have been. Now, you may be looking for a more stable relationship if you're looking for love. I do feel you'll meet this person if you're moving. You'll meet this person when you move or you go on vacation. I do see that people are attracted to you and looking at you, but in April, let me just see. I'm just gonna thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Okay, they're indicating if you're a homebody, of course, get yourself on the internet or internet dating, but the Eight of Wands indicates get yourself out there. They're indicating here that you will meet someone that is for keeps, but you must, it's either you get yourself out there on a course of learning or a hobby, something you do, or you go on some sort of travel. They keep indicating that you'll meet this person in transit, or you have to travel to this place where you meet this person. The Chariot, they're telling me again, you know, traveling. Can you show me a little bit more about love? Because that's not really come up. Knight of Wands, you're getting the same cards, even in a different deck. You can't, I mean, I can't orchestrate this. I'm just shuffling the cards and the same cards are coming out. Can you show me? Six of Pentacles indicates the universe is sending you a surprise. It's a positive surprise. Now, there may be, because we do have Mercury retrograde, there may be an ex who returns. But again, that person, they are, I feel like they're not emotionally available. Okay, so just watch out for that. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, well, because I was talking about that person. Five of Pentacles indicates, you know, this person may have abandoned your situation, or you may actually walk away from that person because you feel like they don't have anything to offer you anymore. I want to see love in particular. Can you show me love in particular? Temperance. Okay, so Temperance card indicates it is in the works, it is in the mix, but I feel like you're connecting to your higher purpose at this time, and they really want you to focus on that. All the ingredients of what you've got going on are coming together. You are on the right path, but the Temperance card indicates patience. Okay, now I'm not a very patient person, so I want to see on the other side of that. I will go one more and then I will stop. Okay, thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. Yeah. I basically heard my guide say, give Baba what she wants. So that was very kind. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. And you actually got a Two of Cups. So I just wanted to, because I could feel that there is love coming for you, but I feel like it is not your focus at this time. Okay, so if you are looking for love, don't despair. It is headed in your direction. I don't care what age you are, whether you're 95, 102, or whether you're 24. If you are vibing at the frequency of love and you're releasing baggage from the past, remember that anyone who treated you badly in the past, that's a reflection of themselves and who they were in that moment. Now remember, we all change from moment to moment, but I feel it's important to realize that the new person is not going to be the same as the last person. So this is a destined relationship, a soulmate relationship, where this person will see you, they will respect you, and there is reciprocity. Okay, so I do feel that's very important note to make. Now, if you have been feeling low vibe energy recently, it's worth noting that you're going to get recharged after the solar eclipse. Make sure you eat really good food to keep yourself energetically charged in a very healthy way. They're actually showing me a fractured face right now that looks like a Picasso. This has happened before. in one of the readings, maybe even for a past reading for you, my beautiful Virgo. I can't really remember, to be honest. I'm just pulling you a final card. What does that mean? Can I connect to that? It may mean that you are... Oh, interesting. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What do they need to know? Okay. So we have... yeah, they're giving me like a fractured face. They're giving me this sense of distorted or shift in perception, capturing things from all angles. Maybe a very complex person, and trying to understand them from all angles. So maybe there's someone in your life that you're really trying to understand from different angles. Sometimes it's important to step back and just watch them and let them show you who they are. When they do show you who they are, believe them, whether that's a positive or negative. I'm just getting this sense that if you're a bit unsure about a person, just take a step back and let them present who they are. People often show you their true colors when they feel they can no longer get anything from you, or that you have nothing to give them. They often show you their true colors. A real person, a real friend would actually be there no matter what. Okay, so if you're wondering about somebody, because it's coming up in the energy here, if you're thinking, can I trust this person? Can I, you know, sometimes it's always good to present that you don't have anything to offer that person. I mean, also, like my folks always say, watch a person how they treat the server at the table if you're in a restaurant, and that will be a very important indication as to how they may treat you if they lose interest, or how things may go long term. So just watch out for that. I don't know why that's coming up. So if someone's going on a date there and they're a bit unsure, just keep an eye on it. Okay, I'm just going to move on from that. We've got Skull there, which is rough patch, borrowing money, low on cash, hospice, healer, no work, reinvention. So for those of you who've come to this reading and you've lost work, or you're not in work at the moment, there is an opportunity coming for you. As I said, 2 that you will choose from, and of course you'll pick the best one, and you will thrive in it and be very, very successful. If you are low on finances, I feel like you increase your finances. Some of you, I definitely feel energy of you being a healer. Some of you may implement your healing skills to people to help them. But if you have someone in hospice, for example, someone close to you, I'm sending a huge hug out there. So much love, strength, and light to you all. I actually see it is a difficult period for you, and I'm sending lots of love. I'm being blocked from seeing anything more than that. I want you to be aware. I can't go any further with that. Sometimes I receive energetic blocks and I'm being given one there. So that's not what this reading's meant to be about, but they just want you to be aware that there's lots of love being sent and you're not alone, okay? So we do have Turtle here as well. And it says money coming in slowly, steady progress, moving for work. So some of you, as I said, we've already picked up on that. In for a good time, long term. Okay. And turtles, they have their home on their back. So some of you may be literally moving your home space. We've also got book. So paperwork, contracts, learning as you go, writing, taking a class, educating yourself, the law. Interesting, because we did have that political influence coming up there as well. But some of you may be submerging yourself in books or writing a book. Definitely some paperwork to deal with. Your 8th house is involved, which means you're paying bills, looking at contracts, things like that. And we've also got spiral. Okay, it says things are out of control. You're climbing the ladder, upward trend, revisiting a job, promotion, connections. So I definitely see that things, as I said, that may shock you are actually for your highest good. So you're headed in the right direction. You're on the up there. They were actually giving me a song. They gave this to me in the meditation before I closed this reading. I did a 10-minute meditation beforehand, right when that lightning bolt happened there. They gave me the song, but I didn't tell you about it because it didn't show up in the reading. I don't tell you anything that comes up in the meditation unless it comes up in the reading, because sometimes these things are for me and not for you as well. So they're giving me the song, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Ain't No river deep enough to keep me from you. Okay, thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. This has come up before in a reading, like maybe 2 years ago, I think, or so. Not sure if it was for your reading, but I've definitely heard that song before. Very famous song, of course. I don't feel like, even though that song is about love, I feel this is more about you. Whatever goal you have in sight, you're going to obtain it. Nothing is going to stop you. Nothing is going to keep you from the thing that you want to achieve. And your guides are walking with you every step of the way to make you aware that you will accomplish that. So again, look out for 0707 and the weights. Also a Picasso, maybe even a Picasso face. You may see an image of one there. Now, first one we have here is, this is the year rune. So this is all about harvest. Okay. This is about reward after hard work. This is about peace of mind. And you may even receive a compliment from someone that you really admire. They're giving me. Okay. You'll receive a compliment for someone you really admire in the next, they're giving me in the next 3 weeks. Okay. For that. And finally, we have Destiny. This is the dice rune. So this is mystery revealing itself to you. This is also about spirituality, using your initiative and your intuition. When you get this, it indicates you're on the right path. You may be taking a risk or doing something that you feel is risky or different. And that's definitely coming up in your reading already. And they're indicating it is your destiny. You are on the right path. So trust your intuition. It's almost like when you decide to do something, obstacles will be parted so that you can move through and accomplish them. Now, I hope this resonates in some way. It's just a little bonus reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is also very important for me too. But some great news coming on in here for you after a period of struggling. Trust in the process is what they want me to give you. So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Virgo, and love and light.